right, we are at South Decatur High School for round 2 of South Decatur, North Decatur. I have Coach Dixon with us.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Coach Scott? I mean,
Yeah.
I just had, you knew how to say that first time.
I can hear. What's your name again?
Brian,
I don't know.
Scott.
Oh,
George Shetner.
George Shetner.
So, Coach, round 2 against this team, December 2nd, I guess, when you played them the last time.
Yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure. But, they're a totally different team, so we got to really be ready. They're playing with a lot of energy, a lot of fire. They're playing with a lot of confidence that they didn't have at the start of the season. Yeah. So, games change those things when you're able to play. Hopefully they come out a little sluggish. That's what we like to see. Just the way they've been playing so well to start off the game. So, like I said, it's just one of those things. I don't know what to expect, really, because one time they're great, and the next time all of a sudden they just fall off. Yeah. Kind of like us last year, where the way things were, we'd compete in some games, and sometimes we just fall flat on the table. So, you don't know. I don't really know what to expect. So we'll see what it is.
Now, I wanted to ask you tonight, when you look at the normal routine that the players go through to get ready for the game, like 2 or 3 minutes left in the third quarter, they go to the locker room, they get dressed, they come out and watch the end of the JV game. What do you do tonight when they know they're going to be sitting there for 25 minutes?
Well, most of them will be standing because most of our team is seniors. Yeah. So, I don't know what to do because it's kind of one of those things. To sit on the bench and watch your teammates go out for senior night is basically about, what you can do. But we've been on the opposite end. We've also been we've seen plenty of things happen. Fortunately, this year, we haven't had a single senior night yet. Well, I'm sure we'll have one Friday.
Yeah,
next
Friday
week.
have to be.
But we've been very, very fortunate. We haven't had any this year, but we've had some interesting other kind of games that we've waited really, really long time. So, it is what it is. You just got to adjust to the way that things are, and hopefully it comes out for us in the good.
And I know for North, they've had a change in their starting lineup. I think they did it last night.
Yeah,
Stern
boy. And he's played really, really well for
them.
He's a streaky kind of player. He gets up and down the floor for them really well, and tone setter.
Yeah, he don't score a lot, but he's an assist guy.
Yeah, he's an assist guy, and he does the right things. He very rarely turns the ball over, so we're going to have to adjust to that, But, hey, now's the time when you got to start figuring things out.
Yeah. And I thought it was kind of interesting when you look at the two teams. Again, I've probably, if I had $1 for every time I talked about the length on your team, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah, we would.
But now with North, does it concern you because around the basket they have some bulk?
They have bulk and they also have length. Their arms are long. It's a even matchup when you look at height-wise and those sort of things, except for bench. They have more height and more bulk on their bench than what we do. We got some bulk on our bench, but we don't have the height that we have with the starting five. But still, it's one of those things you just got to adjust to it, and play with it and see what we can do because every game's different, every team's different. Even though you played it once already, still that doesn't mean anything.
No, it don't mean.
It's awful hard, like you said last night, to beat a team twice, and that proved factor last night. Yeah. And so hopefully that doesn't prove a factor tonight, and we can just get out and just enjoy ourselves and just play the game, just enjoy it and play it the best of our ability.
And I would probably assume from the last few games, one of the things that you don't want to see tonight are those first 5 or 6 trips down court, turnovers. Every time.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was the first 3 that first 3 trips last night was a turnover. So it was one of those things, and it's like, why? That's what I wrote on the board. No stupid turnovers. First 3 plays of the game.
Exactly.
And it's like, what are you supposed to do with that? I can't throw it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't dribble it for you. But like I said, it's just one of those things that happen. But we just got to adjust to it, and hopefully we can do well. So.
And at this point in the season, you there is nothing you can do because you've practiced it all year. You've told them plenty of times to watch what they're doing, be aggressive, but controlled frenzy. I guess.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's got to calm down because if it doesn't, then we're going to be hurting, especially against Oldenburg or Southwestern or Hauser or anybody in that section. I should say. I just shouldn't name a few.
Yeah.
It's anybody because I tell you what, that's one of the toughest 1A sectionals I think I've ever seen. But again, we'll just see what we got. We just got to get out there and just play. It's another game. It's a conference game, but the conference game it really doesn't mean a whole lot for us in a sense. But to the kids, it means a ton because obviously it's North. But the conference is already done and said. So hopefully we can get it together and get ourselves out of a little funk that we had last night and at least play a decent game. That's for sure.
Well, and you and Randy know much better than I do, but when you're playing against kids, even though they're on the other team, kids that you've grown up playing with all of your life.
It's totally different. I remember actually when I played kids from Northmore, I hung around kids from Northmore and I did South.
Yeah.
And we played against my buddies, so
yeah, and that was always special. The worst because they knew who you were and they did things to you in the game that knew would get you mad because you grew up with them. I couldn't tell you how many times it was. I remember watching film one time and you could see I went to go set a screen and a buddy on another team of mine took both his forearms and went right at my throat. Wasn't called. I mean, you could see it. I fall over. Nothing was called because it was off the ball. But, that's the competitive nature. Then he smiles and picks you up and laughs at you.
Exactly.
Says, what do you think about that? And he just smiled and said, don't worry, we'll get you back. And I got him back later on in the game. But, but it's just one of those things. They're not out to hurt anybody. But that competitive edge sets in, especially if you want to compete.
Exactly.
Especially if you want to compete.
And this place is filling up pretty quickly this evening, so we should have a full house. Everything that we've all wanted for tonight's game is to have a packed house.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully nobody gets shot away from the way last night's game was, but hopefully they keep rolling in. And
I'm trying not to say anything about that one.
I'm trying not to either. But, again, it happens. It is what it is. It's done and over with. We just have to move on and play. And, there's a lot of things going on, tonight, in between games. And, we have the senior stuff, and then we have our 7th graders we're honoring. And then they're honoring Damon Allen at halftime for his All-State football. So, again, there's a lot of things going on. But when you have 17 seniors, it's going to be a long in-between.
We're not used to that, are we?
No. That's total for, everybody that we're going to announce tonight. 17 seniors. That's a lot.
It is.
So it's just a good group. This senior group's a good group of kids.
It is.
And that's one thing that I've said to all of them that I might get irritated sometimes with the way that they play, but they're good kids. They represent this school well.
They really do. You don't ever have to worry about anything. Most of the time when it comes to these kids. They just you can trust them almost in a sense, which is really, really good. Just goes to show what kind of home they're brought up in. And that's where it starts. And a lot of times a lot of these kids grow up in homes that we couldn't even imagine.
Exactly.
But when they come out here and show respect and play with respect, that's exciting and that's enjoyable, especially for a coach. Because you look back on it and think it's like, you know what, I may have the most talent, sometimes, but I'd rather have a more respectable team and kids than have the most talent.
And that's a reflection on you too, though, as coaches. Though you do a good job.
Yeah, but
we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, if kids don't like, they're not. I mean, they'll do everything.
It's like life.
Yeah.
Life's going to throw you every direction. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to just quit like the majority of people do in society today? Or are you going to fight through and say, okay, man up and do what you got to do? And
exactly.
A lot of kids want to quit because that's the way society is.
It is.
And, I've tried my best to tell them kids not to. Do everything I can. It's like, listen, you just got to fight through things and handle things the way that they are. So, well, like I said, we'll see. This is going to be a really, really good matchup.
Yeah. It is. I'm anxious to see this one.
And I have to ask you, since it's senior night, knowing how close you and your dad are, what was it like on your senior night a couple of years ago when you have your parents go out there with you?
Talking about like 16 years ago?
Something like that.
You're not that old.
Yeah, surprisingly. Yeah, it's been about, honestly, I don't really, I remember it.
I know.
The worst was baseball because I knew that was it.
Yeah.
That was the last one. I was fortunate enough to do 3. So the last one really, really hit home pretty hard. It's like, oh, shoot. This is it. You're done. Oakley and Hunter will see that, especially Oakley because he's played 3 sports. So he'll see that the way that it goes. But, like I said, it hits later on.
Oh, yeah.
When you come back and watch games,
that's
when
it hits.
Your
back's really tough.
Hey, Mav, see you, buddy.
Hey, you ready to come down here in a little bit? You ready to come down here in a little bit? Okay.
Does he know we're going to put him on here?
Yeah, he don't care.
Okay.
He loves it.
Okay.
He loves it more
Good
than
deal.
I do, I guess.
Good deal.
All right, Coach.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Well, good luck.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you after
see you.
the game.
All right, sounds good.
All
See you.
right. And Coach Dixon with his pregame remarks. We'll be out of here. We're going to come back. I think we're at least going to show the
seniors
video of the seniors. I can't promise you that we're going to announce.
We may not talk, but we can hear it. They can hear it probably.
Yeah, you can hear some of it through.
I don't know.
Through the audio.
I don't know all the kids, but
so right now it's just starting the third quarter of the JV game. North Decatur leading 11-9, and we'll be back there shortly, probably around 7:15 or so for the senior night events.
Okay.
I'm going to get out real quick.